Hello. Yeah, I'm recording this. Yeah. Just in the chat box, if you like, you can type something that went well in your life today. I will write mine today till the others trickle in. We'll write it up today. This is for my reflection for the day. Today, my students were able to write and retell a story that they had learned before. That's good. I will share the screen just as a warmer, just to get us started. Just write up something in there for me if you are in a place that you can write. So in today's half an hour session, we are going to look at a sample. I have done a sample assessment. It's got more words though, but you get an idea of what it is going to be. Yeah. So normally this is the expectation that you should be writing. So gives reflective cycle. So the assessment asks you to give an overview of the theory. So you have to put in a picture because this is a cycle. And then you need to say where it came from. Yeah. And then I'm missing a close parenthesis in there. So I need to say that is the figure one of your assessment. So you can take any that you like, and then you need to say this is called the in-text reference of this image that you have taken from Gibbs' book. So that full reference is below. I have listed in here. It actually comes from his book. He had written a book. It's in 1988. Gibbs Learning by Doing, a guide to teaching and learning methods, further education in it. So I don't have the link in here, but you need to put the link in there. Otherwise, universities fail students if you don't have the references list. So this should be a link. They should be, all should be linked. Yeah. So in this sample answer, I have used a hypothetical situation because you need to use your own reflection. So in an overview, normally in this sort of an assessment, universities are looking into your understanding of the theory. Because if you don't understand the theory, you cannot apply it to your life. So very first paragraph should be an overview, just a brief explanation of the theory. So Gibbs' reflective cycle provides a structured way for nurses to reflect on clinical experiences. And then is you briefly, so about 3 to 4 sentences, because you cannot simply do this in 1,000 words if you write a lot in here. And then you immediately choose a scenario and then you apply the scenario to those 6 levels, the model. So I used the same example that we spoke about last time, and you will have to choose a situation issue from your own life. So in that, you can put in the name of the patient. It shouldn't be the real name, and country. So context about your situation. You can say ward, If it's a special ward, if it is a psych ward, if it's a ICU, whatever it is, you can put it in there. The background information, right there. You can say context or you could say background information. So as a writer, your first job is to take your reader on a journey. So the reader should know what they are reading. And then the reader couldn't get confused at the end or in the middle of your writing, because then if the reader gets confused, you wouldn't get marks. So therefore, we put the context at the very beginning so the reader knows, okay, this is the theory, and I'm going to apply this to this context. So the first one is the description. So then you are explaining your situation. So this is way too many words in here. And then it's got all the in-text references in here, in text. So when you are writing live through your EndNote, it would come as a link in here, or sometimes it doesn't come in as a link. So the other expectation, academic expectation, is you need to have all the links in the references. The purpose of inserting the references in the bibliography is if I'm reading your essay, if I need more information, I need to be able to find that article. That's why it's in there. And also to show the examiner that you have done some solid reading into this. So in here, description is, this is the background and what happened, and this is the concern and all that. So this is 3 paragraphs is way too much, because this document has about 700 words, no, about 1,900, including references. But for the word count, references are not counted. So it's way more than 1,000. So if it is more than 1,000 words word limit, you can do, it depends on every university, you could do 100 and 1,100 words or 900 words, depending on the university. If it's not clear in the assessment, you could ask your lecturer, what is the word gap? So it's normally give and take. No one can exactly write 4,000 words. Normally they say 1,000 words, give or take 10%. So you can write within 900 to 1,100 words. And if you must adhere to word count, if you are more than 1,100, they will take marks off for that as well. So in the description, you give all the background information and what happened. And then in the feelings, you have to take the reader through the journey of how did you feel as a carer, as a nurse. So these are some of the sentence starters that you can use. I'll put it in there so that you can use them. So at the beginning, I also felt relieved, or research suggests. So these are all the sentence starters you can use for your essay. So do not reproduce this. If 2 people write the same thing, the universities put the assessments into a software. And if 2 people have written the same thing, and if the similarity is more than like 40%, 30-40%, the students get called into the office and they ask, who wrote the first one, who's the first one, and then at the end of the day, both get penalized. And evaluation. So these paragraphs are written in order, so you can read it and use all the sentence starters and write your own. If you have any questions, you can put it in here now. I can answer. So far about the model answer, if you have questions, or do you have any idea now? Have you got a clear idea of what needs to be done? Or you can speak up if you're in a place that you can talk. Good. All right. And then I'll show you Canva. I hope that you have registered or made a Canva account. So this is my Canva page. This is my department's one. So navigating Canva is the second thing that I wanted to show you today. So once you get a Canva account, this is what you see. So each time when you have to create something, you click on create. And then you need to select a template. So I have the pro version, that is paid one. But if you have the free version, some of the templates are not allowed in the free version. So normally, because I'm an educator, I go to education tab and then I look for something in here. So this is it's called an e-poster. I'm going to just choose a A4, just any A4. Don't choose presentations because they are very similar to PPT's normal Microsoft. So it takes a while to choose one because there's so much choice, and it's really difficult when you have so much choice. I of course don't like a lot of choice. So I'm going to go into the search bar and then say poster. So if I say poster, see, it gives me so many poster, double-sided, landscape, portrait, presentation, like that data. Infographic, let's go and see. So when you select on any, it gives you, then on the left side, it gives you under that category, what are the templates that you have. So because we are doing a framework with 6 areas, I can actually select something like that. Or you can be a little bit creative in here. So this is because it's teacher resources. It comes up with examples with some of the pre-written ones so that we get an idea. So let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, I'm going to choose that. So that's simply the template. So now here, this is in 44%. I'm going to zoom it out, fit. So now I can change all this. So what I'm going to do is bring my information into this. So sometimes these boxes, you can't change the font size. It gives you the same size. So gives reflective theory. See, it doesn't like it because it's too big. And up the top in this panel, you can select it and then reduce the size of it. Yeah, size. See, it's better. And then this one I don't like, so I'm going to put in here. Actually, you can put your information in there, your student ID and your the subject, and it has to be in smaller size. So it's a little bit of juggling in here, but it's once you get the hang of it, it's actually quite easy. It's not hard. Can you push this down? I'm going to actually remove that. So when you select a box, see this one is overlapping that one. See this, I've got the bin, I can delete it. So better. And then Normally in an academic presentation or anything academic, you need to always put your student ID and the subject code. So what is it? DS, whatever. Normally they have codes. And if you want to, you can put your name as well. So, and then I don't want it that big, so I'm going to bring it down to 12 and make this box smaller and bring it this way. So now I can put my Gibbs cycle, the picture in here and put the overview in here. So there are two boxes in here. So I'm going to get rid of one box. And from my sample, so it's always good to do it in Word. Do your writing in Word, and then copy and paste to this one because it's academic. So I'm going to write, so copy that and bring it in here. So it's too big, so I'm going to then. That's the difficulty with templates. But once you get better at it, you could like it. You could remove all the boxes and make it your own. You could bring it down to small size, otherwise it overlaps. I don't know whether the university told you, normally universities tell what is the size of the font. Normal general rule of thumb is your headings should be 14 and your writing should be 12 and the font should be Arial, because Arial is the easiest one to read, the fastest one to read for the teachers. Arial font. So that's my overview. It's in bold. I'm going to see this is bold. Yeah. Remove that. And then in here, I'm going to remove this picture. Sometimes if you remove this, it's going to, yeah, put that, take it off. But now that now I have a problem, if I want to upload some pictures, I need to bring it over here to the side. So I have to drag and drop in here. So that is a different skill that you need to learn. So from your laptop, so see, I have one in here. So I'm going to put one of the pictures from here. Let's see this one. I'm going to put that in here. I can drag and drop it in there. So if I want it in here, it doesn't want to do it now. So leave it. I'll come back to it. And then from here, you will do the other one. So step one is your reflection. So you go back to the essay and then you put your context description in here. So this is way too much. I'm going to just put one paragraph in there so that you understand what needs to be done. So adjust the font size, otherwise it's going to overlap and it's frustrating. And then you readjust this. So that's how you do it. And then this is too big. So normally you could actually do it in like a normal blank sheet of paper as well. So once you're done, you have to, if you click on this share button, and when you click on this share button, it gives you options. And the assignment says to bring it down to one page of PDF. So then you click on download and then see PDF. You select PDF and they suggest it as well. PDF, not JPEG, they are pictures. Yeah. PDF to print, best for printing. I don't know whether the universities print them anymore. So, and then you say download. And it's downloading to your computer. That's why when you are creating your Canva account, create it from your own account, and so that you get it in your laptop. And then once you download, you can see how it has come up. So because we have, so this is, see, it's a bit misaligned. That is big, that is the template that we chose. And then you can email it to your teachers. First, email it to yourself. If you want to, you can take a printout and see how it comes up on paper. So you will have to put your references as well. So when you're putting in the references, oh, there you go, this picture came up here. So this is, I'm just putting a sample photo in here. But what you should have is, you know how I removed the bicycle man from here? I'm going to bring this up there. See? So you need to have you need to have a mouse, definitely. You have to have a mouse. You can't, it's very difficult to do from a touchpad. So, so you can have the picture in here. So to have a picture in there, you need to upload the picture to here. So from drag and drop, and then you need to bring it up here. Let me try and do another one to see whether it works. There is something called snipping tool. You need to download it to your laptop. It's called snipping tool. It's like a scissors. Yeah, it's online. You should be able. It depends on which windows you have in your computer. So I can go to new. Let me have a look whether I can. So you know how I have this picture. So I don't want it that big because in my template I don't have it that much. Oh, I don't need to snip, but copy this one and have a look whether it'll, can I paste it in here? Just anywhere. Yeah. So Canva asked, can we put it in? See, I copied and I tried to paste it onto this document. And Canva asked me, can we upload it to Canva here? And then it did it. Then I said yes. So I'm going to remove this. And I go to my uploads. All right, there you go. Beauty, beauty, beauty. There you go. And then you adjust. So when you are adjusting pictures, you need to adjust diagonally this way or that way. Otherwise, the uh, size of the pages go a bit wonky, you know. So see, now I don't have the in-text reference in here. I need to do that. So to do that, I'm going to insert a text box. So click on text and then say add a text box. When I say that, it gives me a text box and it puts it in weird places. You need to bring it back in here. I don't want it in here. I want it in under this picture. If not, you can cut it with it. Say, go see. And then my reference for that is from this. I need to bring my reference. Figure one. So this is even if it's a poster, it's academic writing. Therefore, you need to have all the things that an essay has. My husband is singing. Because I didn't adjust the font size, so it's too big. So I'm going to make it really, really small, but still they didn't do that. So you need to play around with that. Let's see, remove that. So it's a bit fiddly at the beginning, but you'll get the hang of it. You'll be fine. So I need that reference under this. So now I have a problem with the sizing, so I need to make it long and unbold that and then make it small. So Canva Sans, it's in Canva Sans. That is, so Canva has different fonts as well. So yeah, there you go. So you have it in there. And if you don't like pink, you can change all these things, colors, writing, all that you can change. You can make it smaller. So I have, first one is this one, so I can make it smaller. That's description. I didn't pick it up. Yeah. So it takes time to fiddle with this. And then for your teachers as well, if you want to, you can actually send a link as well. If you go share, copy link and send it to someone, or print with Canva, public link. That's why it's popular now. So if you go copy link, you copied your link and allow view access or copy private link. So you are allowing viewing access, and I think it's better because then they can't change it and the formatting does not get changed, and then you allow viewing access, and then you go to your email and email it to your teacher. You can email it to yourself and then check as well, and then you can open it and have a look how others would see. But the university is asking for the PDF. So I don't know whether they asked you to email it to them or they asked you to send give them the hard copy. Sometimes they do ask for hard and email because email is important because when they are putting into websites to look for plagiarism and copying, they have to have an online copy, a soft copy to do that. So I will send both of these to Erasure and I will upload it to my channel so you can download it from there. All right. So if you have any questions, send them through. So my email, maybe I'll send my email to Erasure so you can email me. So happy writing and enjoy your weekend if you have time. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Bye.
Hello.
Yeah.
I already prepared a one. If I send it
Okay.
to you, can you check it for me?
I can have a read. Yeah. No problem. Yeah. I'll send you
Okay,
my
then I will send it via email with my scenario.
Yeah. Okay. Great.
Thank you
Yes.
very
So it
much.
is no worries. I'll write it down. So it's chutti@gmail.com. That's my email in there.
Okay, I will send it to you.
I'll put it yeah. I'll put it in the chat. Yeah.
Thank you.
No worries. All right. No worries. Yeah. I'll just have a look at it. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank
Yeah.
you very
The way.
much.
No
This
worries.
is
Have a
very
great weekend.
helpful for us. Actually,
Oh,
this is
definitely.
a very grateful opportunity for all of us. Thank you very much.
Oh, no worries. Happy to help. Happy to share. I've told Iresha as well because I've taught at Monash for like 7, 8 years, and I did master's level and PhD level academic English. That's what I did. Yeah, so I have a lot of knowledge to share, and then I can share it with you. And for the next assessment, so we keep it on a Thursday, and like half an hour. I can help you with that. What next assessment? So Iresha can send it through to me, or you guys can send it to me. All right, perfect. And good luck. Happy writing. Yeah, I'll look forward to some of those essays. Yeah. Bye.
Bye, madam. Thank you.
Bye bye. No worries. You're welcome.
Thank you. Bye.
No worries. Bye bye.